Hey, Shalom Akim, Yahba Shem El Shai, Bashem Kakadash, Barakatam. All praises to Yahweh Bashem El Shai, Bashem Kakadash, double honor to the elders and the apostles of GMS, who are willing to teach holy taught us this truth. This is your brother Yashamai from the GMS Atlanta camp, and we are going live today on this Friday evening just to get a see what's going on in this world, see what's going on in this world called Babylon, Babal, the land of confusion. Because what do we have? What do we have? Yeah, those brothers that know what the scriptures say, we have nothing but trying times coming through the fire. See, a lot of brothers will quote Zechariah 13 verse 8. But you know what is the very next verse? Let's go ahead and share this tab right here. Zechariah 13 verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. And so, when we focus on Zechariah 13 verse 8, it goes into 2/3 of our people being destroyed. And that's prophecy. However, what's the very next verse? We don't want to be like these Christians, right? We don't want to be like these Christians that take scriptures out of context. See, we understand that we may be of the hopeful elect, that we are of the hopeful elect, and we hope to be of the elect, right? Right. And so that's why we put on as the elect, right? We put on as the elect by digging into the scriptures, right? By trying the best that we can to our abilities to follow by the law, to stand by the laws, the statutes, and the commandments. But furthermore, we also need to understand that if that is us, that we are not free from judgment, man. See, we need to understand that this world, America, Babel, Babylon the Great, Assyria, Egypt, Sodom, and Gomorrah, spiritually called, Revelations 11, verse 8, this land has made us weak, man. And so there, for even us as a people, even us as a hopeful elect, we have trying times ahead of us, man. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. We go into a fast food restaurant. Well, no, fuck that. I know brothers ain't going into no fast food restaurant. We go to Walmart, right? We go to Walmart and we stand in line, and then we get upset because the line's not moving fast enough. Why? Because America has made us weak. America has given us the false idea that when we show up, we have to be served, and that's a lie, man. Because you know what? This is not how we operated in ancient times. And so that trying time goes into that. Because even us as a hopeful elect, you pop open this video, you pop open a live, you expect for it to go live, right? But it's coming a time where not only will we not be able to go live, but it's coming a time where you're not going to be able to take a hot shower. Think about that. Today, came home from work, and I'm waiting for the water to get warm. I'm in the shower, and it's taking, in my mind, it's taking too long, and then I'm like, fuck. It just goes to show you the weakness that Babylon has made us, and that's where some of the trying comes in, because we have to be burned off some of these iniquities, these inequities, however you want to say it. It says, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. And that goes into the importance of knowing his name. Let's go ahead and get a precept on that. You know, um, we're just flowing through the Spirit. Sirach 17, verse 10, and the elect shall praise his holy name. Okay, so the name is very important, Zechariah 13, verse 9, because we are calling upon his name. How can you be tried? How can you be, pressed from one side, pressed from the other side, roughly paraphrasing, as the Apostle Paul said, how can you be pressed from one side onto the other, but then you don't know who to call upon? Because, of course, you're not going to call upon the one whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus, because the letter J in itself is only about 500 years old. Okay, so there's a trying coming, man. See, there's a trying coming where you're gonna have to take a shower and the water ain't gonna be warm. There's a trying coming where, hey, I'm gonna say it. There's a trying coming where if your woman that you're dealing with now, if she's still with you when these trying times come, and you tell her, hey, this is what we're gonna do because they they are as madmen sparing none, you might have to smack a hoe. You know what I'm saying? There's a trying coming to everybody. Am I right? The men are being tried. The men are going to be tried through seeing their children suffer, their women suffer, and what the women are going to be tried. Of course, the women are going to be tried. I will try them as gold is tried. That's a burning, man. That's a burning, right? That takes away the impurities, man. And maybe some of them impurities might be your family, and that's a whole nother subject. They shall call on my name, right? And I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to go and I came across this video on Twitter, X, whatever the fuck, and I wanted to go ahead and play this video because it just shows you how weak America has become. And this live's not gonna go on too long. But I just, the spirit was upon me. I tried to do this video earlier in the day, but my phone was acting up, and so, luckily, Tawada Yahweh Shai, that I'm able to get this laptop and bring this video out. So hopefully this is edifying, man. Because again, we are coming to some trying times. And if you don't understand that, you will not be ready for that. All right, so let's go ahead and see what this video is going into.
So it's officially been a week since my husband and I self-deported to Mexico with our 2 kids. There's been a lot of changes. This is one. This is my bathroom. Throne built for a queen. We also take a shower outside with a bucket. We also cook on a wooden estufa. It's different, but we're together. We're not having to look over our shoulder and worry if somebody's going to take my husband away. We don't have to worry about major bills. We don't have a mortgage or a.
Now, I'm gonna stop right here, and go ahead and bring up this precept, because you know what? In the ancient times, look, there's nothing wrong. Of course, what Israelite man doesn't want, a good-looking female, a, a good-looking female with this and with that. But that's when we were in the ancient times. That's not what it came down to. You weren't looking for no female with a BBL and fucking Dolce, Gucci, Gabbard, whatever the fuck brand is out right now. All this shit is bullshit. It gets translated from one Amalekite to another Amalekite. Who owns Dolce Gabbana? Who owns the rap labels that's paying these artists to be able to pay for the clothes from Dolce Gabbana? It goes from Amalekite to another Amalekite. You know what? In the ancient time, that's not how we found a woman. In the ancient times, the way that we found a woman was, yes, the beauty was the beginning of it, but then even more so was what was the root of the family, right? And then was she able to take care of the household? And scripture even tells us about this. Sirach 36:24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. Why? Because a woman is the possession of the man. See, women need to stop straying away from the fact that the man is the covering of the woman. See, because when, just as Yahushua, I'm uh uh I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up. Just as Yahushua is the covering for men, the men are the covering for the female. Let's go ahead and get that. This is 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. See, this, it is very rare for us to see something like this, man, especially in this land of confusion. But ball. Why? Because the females are raised to believe that they are equal unto men. And so it is very rare for us to see something like this, man. But here we have, I mean, let's be honest, she's not going to win a beauty pageant award, but that's okay. You have a woman that has left America to be with her man, and this is what an ideal woman should be, man. But the point here, the point that I'm trying to make here is it, it's not about the looks. The point here is what she's going to continue on to say, because this is what's coming to America, the city of unwalled villages. Let's continue on.
Car payment or anything like that. It's beautiful here. All in all, I think we're happier. I'm happier. I know this lifestyle is different. It's an adjustment. It's an adjustment for me. Don't.
It's different. Why is it different? It's different because, again, we have been made weak, man. Even us as Israelites, man, as much as we don't want to admit it, it's the truth. We have microwaves, we have ovens, we have fast food restaurants. If it's not a fast food restaurant, you have a Hispanic restaurant. Before, when you go into the ancient times, we had to hunt these animals, man. We, as a people, as a nation, we have been made weak. The only thing that separates the Israelites, the elect, the hopeful elect from the world is that we know what's coming. And so that now that we know what is coming, we have to be able to get comfortable with the idea of being uncomfortable. I'm going to say that again. You have to get comfortable with the idea of being uncomfortable. When you are in the sun working outside in the yard and you want to go inside of the house, you have to continue to push yourself, because when shit hits the fan, it's not if, but when shit hits the fan, you are going to want to have that endurance built up. Okay, if you're if and I mean, I know it may seem minuscule, but these are things that are prepping us for what's to come. I know it may seem minuscule, but if you are waiting for the water to warm up, put that put that cold water on you, man, because that's what's coming. You know, a hot water heater wasn't invented up until recently, man, and this is what's coming, man. And it's like it. And even more so, what's making it, see, America has been weakened, and what's making it even more worse is that because America has never felt the pain of the sword, has never felt the pain of the famine, you know, that's what's going to make this time as a time that has never been before, according to Daniel 12 verse 2. And we can go ahead and pull that Daniel 12. Let's go ahead and just start from the top. Why not, right? This is Daniel 12. Let's go and share this tab. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. Now, who are the people of Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Psalms 50 verse 5 goes into it. Those that have made a covenant with blood, right? The so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time, that people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So not everyone is. Who are the people of Yahweh Shem Yahushai? First and foremost is the Israelites. But when you see this word, everyone that shall be found written in the book, that's even more specific. Israelites, but even Israelites that have been found written in the book of the book. Let's go and get that precept. Brothers know where I'm getting. Israel has obtained. Let's go. What is that? Romans. Yeah, okay. Go ahead and pull that. Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel has not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election has obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Because not all of our people are going to be saved, but the elect that were chosen before the foundations of the earth, according to Ephesians 1 verse 4. Those are the ones that are going to be saved, man. Those are the ones, man. Now let's go and get back onto Ezekiel 38, verse 11. Because this is the Most High speaking to the land, to the Prince of Gog in the land of Magog, right, which is a landmass of Russia. All right, Ezekiel 38, verse 11, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. All right, now who is the land of unwalled villages? Has America, let's go ahead and do a quick search. Has America been invaded recently? Let's go ahead and share this tab. No, the United States has not been formally invaded by a foreign military. The last such incident during the War of 1812. Now, keep in mind, America was birthed in 1776, right? 1776. So, about 50 years after that, 40 years, 50 years, when the British burned down Washington, D.C., while there was a brief isolated incident in 42 where Japanese troops landed on the Alaskan Islands, a territory, not a state, and in a 1916 raid in the U.S. by Pancho Villa's rebels, right, which, again, the U.S. by Pancho Villa, that was stolen land by these Edomites, right, neither constituted a full-scale foreign invasion of the mainland. Salaka. So, to put it in perspective, America has had small skirmishes, but America has never been invaded. Has China been invaded? Yes. Has Canada been invaded? Yes. Has Mexico been invaded? Yes. Every other continent has been invaded. So, who is the city of unwalled villages? A quick AI overview will tell you that the city of unwalled villages goes into America because America has not been formally invaded, man. So let's continue back on Ezekiel 38, verse 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. That's America. I will go to them that are at rest. Now, is not America at rest? Because what's the notion of America? The notion of America is that nothing bad will ever happen to us. That's the notion of America. Do you think these Americans are thinking about a famine? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let's go ahead and get a precept on that. Brothers probably know where I'm going with this here. If my Google search will end up letting me search it, their inward parts, house, continue, KJV. Oh, right here, Psalms 49, verse 11. Yeah, come on. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Now, this is America. This lines up exactly with Ezekiel 38:11. I will go to them that are at rest, because that's what their inward thoughts. America's not thinking about the famine. America's not thinking about being destroyed. America's, that's why you had these movies being made even in the 1990s, like a Red Wave, Salaki, if I'm not coming up with the right name, with Patrick Swayze, when the Soviets were invading America, because they are doing these things through I'm gonna mess up the term here, predetermined predisposition. Uh, Brothers know what I'm going into. They show it to you before they do it to you. That's America. These people are at rest. They've never felt the pain. They've never felt the pain like China felt with Mao. They never felt the pain like the Germans felt with the H-men. They never felt the pain like the so-called Aztecs felt with the conquistadors. These people are at rest. They don't think about that. You think the average Edomite wakes up and thinks that he's going to be conquered? Absolutely not. He's at rest. To the contrary, that's why these Edomites are consistently coming up with these talk shows, right? Going in talking about, well, why can't these so-called blacks be like us? Well, here's the answer: because you're at rest. You already done stole the whole world. Of course, you're at rest. You're beating us over the head with the baseball bat. And then you're asking us why we can't be like you when you're chilling on the couch because you done took over the whole world. And that's why the judgment is coming to them. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, man. Judgment is coming to this place that has been made weak, man. This place has been made weak by turning on the hot water and then expecting it for it to be hot, flushing a toilet and then expecting your sewage to go down. This isn't how it was in the ancient times. In the ancient times, you had to have a shovel, man. And that's what this video is going into, man. There's judgment coming. We need to get comfortable with the idea of being uncomfortable.
Don't get it twisted. There's days where I'm just like, God, I just want to go to a normal bathroom. I just want to flush a toilet. Or I could really order a pizza right now. We've been mainly vegetarian since we got here. And your girl just wants a steak. But all in all, it's easier here. It's all the extras, it's just stuff. And
all the extras are just stuff, and that's exactly the mentality that we have to have. There is nothing wrong with having a good paying job. There is nothing wrong with having a savings, and there is nothing wrong with investing in whatever you want to invest in. But you have to understand and you have to be comfortable with it that when this banking system gets turned off, everything that you have and everything that you have worked for, whether it's been 20, 30, 15, 40 years, whatever it is coming to naught. And why wouldn't it? Because this world is coming to naught. And what did she say? She's fine with that. Because we have always been fine without Esau. Esau has given us the fake feeling of comfortability. And how has he given us a fake feeling of comfortability? He has given us a fake feeling of comfortability by telling us that you have to work 12 months a year, right, for minimum wage and be behind on your bills and barely survive, and this is normal. But it absolutely is not normal. And you have to understand this. You have to understand that this is not normal. This is not our rest. This look, Micah 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. There is nothing normal about a man working 12 months a year. There is nothing normal about a man working, 12, 16 hours a day, coming home and then having to take care of his kids. That's not normal. That's not this is not our. What is our rest? What is our rest? Let's go and pull that precept. David pulled a line, Moab destroyed. Let's go ahead and get. Let's see if right here, 2 Samuel. We'll go ahead and get 8. All right, verse 2. Well, let's go and get. This was our rulership. 2 Samuel chapter 8, and this just goes to show you how far we are from our rulership. It goes to show you how far we are from our rulership, and that we've begun to accept this lie that is life. 2 Samuel chapter 8, verse 1. And after this it came to pass that David smote the Philistines and subdued them. And David took Methagammah out of the hand of the Philistines, verse 2. And he smote Moab and measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground. We had these heathens on their stomachs. Even with 2 lines measured he to put to death, and with 1 full line to keep alive. So every line, for every 2 lines, these Moabites were being put to death, and for every 1 line, they were being kept alive. And being kept alive for what? To be our servants, hewers of stones, and with 1 full line to keep alive. And so the Moabites became David's servants and brought gifts, man. And so this is where this is what we are poised. This is what we are poised to be, man. This is this is why we were made, right? This is why we were made to be alive, man. It wasn't for us to work here, all right? This isn't necessary. The only Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. What is the conclusion of the matter? Serve the Most High and follow His laws. Everything else is nothing. Your your bank savings is nothing. Your job is nothing. Your family is nothing. Everything is nothing because this world is nothing. Do you understand that? Everything is nothing because this world is nothing. What do I mean by that? This world is fading away. So why would you try to sit here and try to continue this thing, man? 1 Corinthians 7:31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. There's nothing wrong with having a savings, but you need to understand that whatever you have in this world, it's about to pass away. It's about to disintegrate. You know, that weak ass movie with Thanos. I'm not into these movies, but that's what it goes down to. I mean, I've never even seen that with the gemstones, some ugly ass superpower dude. I'm not into movies, man. But Thanos, from what I understand, he fucking flicks his fingers and the shit disappears. And that's what America is going into. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is about to flick his fingers and this shit's about to disappear. All right? Stop being comfortable with being comfortable.
I know, like, for my parents, it's been hard because they want to see their little girl grow up to be a doctor or a lawyer or blah, 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 blah. And all in all, I just want to be happy. I don't need all that. I've never needed all that. So this is my happy place, I think. It's only been a week, so give it more time. But I do think this is my happy place. I've got some adjustments to make. I've got some acostumbrado. I've got.
Now, when she says acostumbrado, you know, acostumbrado means she has to get comfortable. She has to get, you know, she has to shimmy in, right? That's what that means.
I've got things I need to do, but we'll get there. All in all, do I regret it? Not even for a second.
And this is the mentality that we, as hopefully elect men, have to have going into Jacob's trouble. Because when we go into Jacob's trouble, we're not going to be able to take a shower. We're not going to be able to eat salmon, steak, chicken. We're not going to have no season. Think about that. You're not going to have no seasoning on your steak. You're going to eat a wild animal that Yahweh Hashem has provided for you, and you're not going to have no seasoning on it. And you are going to eat it, and you are going to not regret it for a second if you are of the elect. Because what you will not do is look back and groan like the children of Egypt did when they were leaving Egypt. It would have been better for us to stay in Egypt. You know, the food, the fish, yeah. No, man, this is not a rest. This is a mentality, and this is a very rare thing to see. This is a very This is a very rare thing to see. I'm thinking about a precept. Homely woman, Jeremiah. Go ahead and get that precept, because you know what? We're seeing this video, and as much as we get on to these females about them being pieces of shit, we are that female. Jeremiah 6:2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. So when we watch this video right here, this is us. This is how we aim to be. We need to flee from the midst of Babylon because this is not our rest. We need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You need to, when you open up that hot water, when you eat leftovers, when there's nothing, when you come home from working and there's nothing left to eat but a fucking cracker or some BS and Salakia. Salakia for my strong language. But when you come home from work and there's nothing left for you to eat, you have to be comfortable with eating what's uncomfortable, man. These are the times that we're headed into.
Not even for a second. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I think I might would bring me a shower head pump thing if I did it again, but that would be my only thing. Other than that, I'm definitely good. Or if somebody wants to fly me a cheeseburger on a drone through the mountains, take that too. But
So there are going to be some things that we are going to have, some thoughts. I should have got this. Because again, what are we doing here? We are the bride preparing herself for the groom. And so what goes into that preparation? Because scripture says that we shall be as pilgrims. What goes into that preparation? A bug out bag, possibly. But you're not going to pack everything. And that's why Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai is our salvation. Because you will not pack everything. And that's why you need Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to be with you. Because just like this woman said, I wish I could have done this. I wish I could have done. These are legitimate things. These are legitimate thoughts that we're gonna have. Oh fuck, I forgot this. Oh shit, I forgot this. These are legitimate thoughts but the point here is that we need to be strong until the end. We need to be a part of that multitude. Second Ezra, chapter 2, verse 43. Or verse 42. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Sion a great people. Now that are, let's let the scripture speak, whom I could not number. And they all praise the Most High. They all praise the Lord with songs. And that is that new song. That is that new song mentioned in Revelation 14 that no man couldn't learn other than that it was given unto him. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. Now we know that this is Yahweh Shai setting the crowns on those that were faithful until the end. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive pomp. What is the immortal clothing? Is it a pair of jeans? What is the immortal clothing? The immortal clothing or the chains spoken about in Second Ezra also. The immortal clothing is the flesh. The immortal clothing is putting off this world and either going down as a martyr or being beamed up, but denying this world, putting away this world, which is that immortal clothing, and putting on the immortal. Let's not wink over this. All right, let's not be Christians here. Let's not read a scripture and then just read over like it's normal. What is this going into? This is talking about men that have died for the truth. This is talking about men that have been faithful until the end. See, this is what you have to understand. You have to understand that this truth that you are in, is something that you are going to have to pay a price for. Why? Because you have a price to get afterwards, which is the crown. When you open up a business, it's not easy. It's nothing but struggle, but you have a large variety of, what's the word that I'm looking for here? You have a lot of good shit to come, just to put it very simply, man. And when you profess the name, all right, when the Most High puts his song into your mouth, you have to continue in this word, but you are also not exempt from the torture that comes from it, because even Yahweh Shai said that. He said the servant is not greater than the master. If the master went through it, who the fuck are you? You have to be ready for this. You have to be ready to lose your family. You have to be ready to lose your job. You have to be ready to lose your savings. You have to think upon your death. You have to think upon the passing of this world. You can summarize those things that I just said because it all goes back down to you just have to think about the summarization that this world is done. Okay, that's what that goes down to. The immortal clothing is those that were found faithful and died in this truth. Those that were found faithful and were beamed up. That's what that immortal clothing goes into. The immortal clothing goes into you not being afraid to die for this truth. Are you afraid to die for this truth? Ask yourself that.
All in all, we are good. We're happy. We got this.
All in all, we are good. We got this. And that's what that's our prayer, man. I'm gonna close out with one more preset, and I hope that this has been edifying. If not at the bare minimum, I hope that this has given some kind of search for you. If not, some invigorating check yourself, if you will. Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. And that's the notion that we need to have. And that's how we need to act when Jacob's trouble comes. When you haven't eaten in several days, you have to have the mentality that you will not have chosen it another way. I got one more precept, Salakia. Trying times on the world. I know it's in Revelation. See here. Revelation 3, verse 10. Revelation 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. This is something that's coming to everybody. It's something that is aimed. Jacob's trouble is aimed at Jacob, so-called black natives and Hispanics. But this is something that is coming to the entire world. The only hope, though, that we have is that we are of the seed, and the Spirit bears witness that we are the children of the Most High. So, what we need to do is we need to go into this thing, and we need to be ready to accept whatever comes our way. Uh, by food percent. If you become family, then you have to one this what Khan Salakia. Not sure what happened there, but the point is that we have been made weak, but we need to continue to be strong. I hope this has been edifying. I hope this has been caused brothers to prepare themselves for what's to come, because what's to come is not a simple task. We are we are called to be tried as gold in the fire. Until the next one, Shalom.